I want to welcome Yadira and Rainbow to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
We're so thrilled to have you guys back.
I agree. It's like once a year pilgrimage to autism-live. It's so exciting, and I'm so happy when you communicated with me. Are you available these days? Like, well, of course, Shannon, we're always ready for you. So.
Well, and I can't believe how, you have a beautiful young woman sitting next to you who just gets older every time we see her. And Rainbow, we are so, I don't know whether to call you Rainbow Mosho. What's the best way for us to address you?
Rainbow Mosho.
Okay.
Rainbow Mosho.
And
Okay.
you've been so busy. Do you have the books that you can hold up, Mom, and show us?
Well, can you ask her, please? She has a challenge for both of you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Tell them.
All I need you to do is combine two things with the same letter of the alphabet together.
Okay.
Combine two things with the same letter of the alphabet together.
So you're going to choose a letter, and you're going to tell her two things that start with the same letter, because that is the premise of the book. The alphabet consists of these new creatures that Rainbow has created, that they do not exist. And it is the alphabet to be enjoyed. And if you tell her two things that begin with the same letter, as she speaks, she's going to be making you guys a drawing. Okay.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay. I picked the letter G, and I picked the things giraffe and goat.
Okay. Yep. So as we speak, she will be creating. So this is the latest book, and it just came out. Let me see if we can see it clearer. There we go. We just received it on Tuesday, and the support has been just marvelous. Rainbow Rabbit meets Oracle, the alphabet creature. Again, it is a project that we've been working on for 2 years now. Rainbow was diagnosed with dyslexia. And as you know, not all school districts provide the teaching methods students need in order to be able to learn how to learn. And in this case, to learn how to read. So Rainbow, as we're talking and she's developing her artistic skills, she tells me, Mom, have you ever heard of an apple armadillo? And it's like, what are you talking about? And yes, and here we go. And I said, I don't know, honey, so can you draw it for me? So she drew an apple armadillo. And let me show you, because here we start with the first letter of the alphabet, and she drew an apple armadillo.
Oh, how clever. She combined them.
Yes. So in order to continue the whole process for her, anything that was visual made sense. In order to make the connections of the understanding of the sounds, in order to make the connection, the understanding of what other letters could come after the first letter, the drawing plays a key role. And in this case, again, creating something just simply unique, simply beautiful, and in these beautiful colors that she loves to create. So we wrote together, and she says, you know an apple, right? Have you seen an armadillo? Now let's meet apple armadillo. So we have here very clear, specific words, not complicated, yet promoting, and with good guidance, parents, teachers. Thank you so much for everything that you do. This is a book to sit down with your children, ages 3 to 10, any child that is having challenges with reading, go get it if you can. Go to your therapist, ask your school district to get this book in your schools, because it's going to be an additional tool in order to help those children who have challenges learning how to learn, and in this case, learning how to read. As you very well know, the statistics are there, the high percentage of third graders in this country that are not reading at peer level, it's more than 45%. And we're speaking nationwide, and that is not right. And why? There are many reasons why. In our experience, we had to fight for a diagnosis of dyslexia to confirm or just outrule it, just know what it is. And from then on, find the tools, the necessary tools. So we have created an additional tool for parents and teachers to be helping children how to learn. And we're super excited. The response has been wonderful. We have a pre-release sale, and actually I just updated it. So anyone watching the show today, if you go to www.autismhappykingdom.com, the pre-release sale is going to be available until Sunday. And all of the details are there, check out and everything. So here we have a 12-year-old in the autism spectrum who in less than 6 months has published 2 books, okay? Because our first, thank you, Shannon, thank you. Our first book was published in November, What I Gained and Lost During COVID-19. And this is the result of between March and July 2020, and the reactions, the emotions, again, of a 12-year-old with autism who is faced with the fear, the stress, and the constant, no, you cannot do this, no, you cannot do that. As a mom, we also face the reality of her grandma, my mom, with cancer. Today, we were in Florida a year ago, helping her the best way we could. And you know what? Thanks to COVID, we were able to put aside all the worries of the world, because as a family, we came together, we rallied for each other, we helped each other, and we decided to be there for mom. So this is a great example for Rainbow.
We also got to go to the beach.
We were very lucky. We were in Florida. My sister lived right on the beach, so we didn't deal with intense restrictions at the time. So we had that flexibility, which was wonderful for her, because she could not have handled being inside for 3 months, and what many of you experienced. So we're very fortunate that we had that outlet, while art also was the key outlet. So one of the big pieces that Rainbow created at that time was the Tree of Life. When I asked her, as she is witnessing my mom's up and the downs, we're crying, yet we're rallying for each other, people pouring in all kinds of support. I asked Rainbow, what is important for you in life? Okay. And Rainbow had already created in 2019 a self-portrait. She drew herself as the elements. She drew herself as air, water, earth, and fire. Okay. So I asked her, what is important for you? And she drew herself as her own Tree of Life. Oh, and in there, this year you have her at the bottom, and she has her hair as the tree trunk and all of the items that are important for her. Everything has a specific meaning. Everything has a reason to be. Very personal, no doubt, but they have this incredible degree of humanity that we can all relate to. And again, this is a 12-year-old on the autism spectrum.
Remarkable.
Incredible maturity, and the realization that I am a very special human being. And of course, this is being promoted by me, by the family. We were all together. We're all rallying for her and reminding her, we are so proud of you, how well you're dealing with all of this.
Yes, let's talk about that, Yadira, because I think we have a lot of parents watching the show. It's clearly something that Rainbow has had is you in her corner, promoting and advocating for her. And how did you first, we heard a little bit about the fact that she was diagnosed late. She was nonverbal until what, 9 years old?
She was nonverbal until 5, 6. When,
so
when she began to verbalize, and we dealt with apraxia, dyspraxia, all of the axias, we dealt with them.
All the axias. Right.
And here she is at 12, and as you hear her, she's more than capable of verbalizing. Go ahead, Nancy, I'm listening.
Well, you recognized at some point that she had this artistic ability. Tell us about that. When did you see this in her, and how did you nurture it?
Yes, she began at 4 years old. She was born in Greece, And we were in Greece until she was 4. And that summer of 2012, some international parents, we always found each other, and we
Parents from where?
From different countries, from Finland, from South Africa, from Japan, from France, from Spain. Parents from everywhere. She's interested in the world, so she wants to know where people are from. So we met there in this beautiful park in the center of Athens, surrounded by these columns. Just an exquisite location.
Just you and the moms?
Just the moms and you the kiddos. Okay. So
I forgot that.
Yeah, mi amor, you don't remember. We go constantly where I'm reminding her, because she doesn't remember any of this. And that's part of her reality. So thank goodness for social media, thank goodness for photos, because I can bring those up and let her know. So at 4, we are at this park, we are at this event, and this mom had all of these colors, and she sat on the floor, and they gave her a paper with paint, and she started painting her feet. Okay, so that was super exciting. I have a photo.
Where was she from?
That's okay. We answer that in a second. Okay, she was from a beautiful country.
India?
Was not from India. She was Greek British. You're this wonderful woman. She was also an artist. So at 5, we left Greece due to her reality with the diagnosis and the lack of support that we had in Greece. We arrived in Florida. So the summer of 2013, ESY, extended school year, we're very blessed that she had this incredible teacher. And I told her my main concern at that time, she cannot hold the pencil properly. Parents, a lot of our children go through the same thing. Do not panic. You know what the teacher told me?
What?
A week after that I told her this, it's like, your daughter knows how to hold the pencil properly. It's like, what did you do? I tried everything. She said, easy. You just go get a little pencil that you use when you go play golf. You put a little bit of aluminum foil, put tape.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, mi amor, I know. Okay, thank you, Tomais. You put a little bit of tape so it's not too rough on their hands, and you keep working on them on the grasp. Okay, so within 1 week, I told this teacher, my daughter knew how to hold the pencil properly. A week later, I gave Tomais, she wasn't Rainbow then, she was Tomais. I gave her this huge piece of paper, and I didn't say anything. And all of a sudden, I see my daughter, who did her first self-portrait, July 2013. She drew herself with these huge ponytails, huge eyes, and like 13 fingers in each hand. Just magical. So it began officially at 5 when she learned how to hold a pencil properly. From then on, we've always had art around us. She's never taken any classes. This summer of 2018, she participated in a 1-week art camp in Safety Harbor, Florida. And then at school, in the art sessions that she had, she always created these very fascinating shapes and forms. But in the last 2 years, you can see the transition of Rainbow coming into shape. Rainbow becoming the artist. Why? Because she is using, and come on, keep going, please, so you can show them. It's, remember, giraffe, goat, okay?
I know.
So she's creating. So Rainbow becoming this individual with charisma, with this great personality. But
What's
also,
charisma?
Charisma is like when you have this great spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, am I correct? She always corrects.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank
And
you.
she uses, my mom uses the word chef as chef.
It's just my Latina, my Spanish roots, and it's hard for me to say it properly in English. So here we have Rainbow Mosho being created with this strong spirit, where she's very humane. One situation that we experienced last January 2020, prior to the lockdown, January 6, 2020, here comes our friend Rainbow Mosho, and she tells me, Mom, I remember one of the summers that I went to summer school, they locked me up in the bathroom. I started crying. I just like, what? And she's like, I just remembered. And it's just like, I am so sorry.
Actually, I remembered almost my entire life, but I didn't know how to explain it to you.
That's okay. And that's why my constant input to her is draw it, anything you remember, anything you feel, anything you want to.
And then I drew this.
And then
of how I was treated by people who didn't understand and cared about me back then.
So she was 11 then, and this is what she's creating, letting me know her memory. And this is the beginning of the realization my daughter has PTSD. Okay.
What's PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. And I just hugged her tight. I told her, I am very sorry that I was not there for you, but I'll continue to be here for you now. We're going to be helping each other. We're going to find a solution to this. And you must rely on your art.
And there was a time when I did nothing wrong, and the summer camp left me at the summer camp, and I started crying, and Mom immediately found out, and she knew how horrible the teachers were treating me, and she took me out of the summer camp.
Yes, because again, as parents, there's no learning curve for us parents. Like you just said, Nancy, we are thrown into a situation, we deal with it, we may find the support that we need. And if we are strong, powerful human beings, like all of us are parents, do not doubt it for a second. You are strong. This is hard. You may wonder, how the heck am I going to get out of this one? Well, you will. Okay, you will, and because your child needs you. And here I have my daughter needing me at that moment. And for parents who have children who are nonverbal, my respect. And I know that their children have experienced awful situations many times. And it is very important for parents to make sure that the children, without words, they can let them know if something is not right. I am very lucky that my daughter was able to verbalize it. Yes, go ahead.
I forgot that when you heard that I was locked in the bathroom, I forgot that you hugged me quietly, saying that she was sorry that
I had to.
I forgot.
That's okay. And it's okay if you forgive me. Or here we are.
I also told Dad about it.
Yes.
I didn't know that. At first, I didn't know what PTSD was. It's, what was it, Howard?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. And we are working.
I'll get you a tissue. You're crying.
That's okay. I need you here.
Oh,
For Shannon and Nancy. I know. I'm very fortunate. We are working it all out. She's full of empathy. I don't like those articles that I read. Individuals on the autism spectrum have no emotions. Individuals on the autism spectrum have no empathy. It's like, who are you talking to? Give me a break. Come to my house. Go to the classrooms that I have been in. I've worked as a substitute in the public schools in Florida and here in Tennessee. And it's just like, it's the total opposite. Please, reporters, the media, help us share our realities, the correct way, what we are actually experiencing. And autism is not like my child right now does not represent what other family lives, but I understand because I have been there. I survived the behavior crisis. I survived the medical issues. She is surviving these experiences that she's had. Me as a parent, learning. Again, like I was saying, there's no parent university for kids with developmental disabilities. We are living our own university. As we've said it before, all of us, we all have 5 beloved PhDs, okay, in what it is to raise our children. Both of you have been at it longer than I have. My respect, my love. Shannon, congratulations on your son with the latest achievements. Oh my God. And you know very well actually all the hard work both of you, your husband and you have put into to see your son in the process of achieving even more in a new stage in life. So this is where I am right now with a 12-year-old. I began my message 3 years ago. I am not going to wait until my child is 16 to start talking about a transition plan. No way. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because their lives doesn't start at 16, 18, right. 20. Their lives begins once they're born, and particularly as soon as they are diagnosed. And you as a parent right now, please understand, it is overwhelming, but there are so many resources out there. Look where we are right now. We are speaking to two ladies that have vast experience, 20 plus years, that dealing, surviving, managing the autism spectrum. I have been surviving and dealing with it. Now we are in a high. We are in a high because the diagnosis is not what's ruling our lives. You know, the diagnosis is that now we're dealing with puberty. Hello.
Can I
But
explain
you
something?
bring up such an important point, Yadira, about preparing our kids early on for the transition to adulthood, which you are doing, you and Yadira are doing. And this is something we talk about a lot on the show, is the importance of starting that process early.
Totally. There's no doubt.
Absolutely. You've just taken, I'm just wet because I've been crying, weeping. But Yadira, you always take us to church, man. You are so inspirational. And I don't want to interrupt you, but we're running out of time. And Rainbow, we have a question for you. Nisa, everybody says how amazing you both are and how much love they love you so much. And they love how empathetic you are. But they want to know, how did you start understanding how to let your mom know what happens that makes you feel uncomfortable? How did you know to tell mom through, because a lot of times you tell mom through your drawings, right? How you feel?
Yes, and
How did-
and sometimes it's not my drawings. I tell her face to face.
Okay.
Yes, because I ask her questions. Nisa, that's a great question. You know, at this point with what Rainbow can do, and it has been developing for 10 years. Okay, this didn't happen from one day to the next. Everything I have done, I have always approached her day to day, that even when she was not speaking, I would ask her a question. How are you? How do you feel? The concept of pain with our children do not understand pain. So using those descriptives, is it pinching? Is it squeezing? Is it tight? Is it pulling? So asking questions, and her, as everything keeps placing itself in her brain, and her language capability, vocabulary capability keeps developing. That's how she's been able to respond to her emotions, you know, and how does it feel? And in the past 24 months, it has been just simply spectacular. Just simply spectacular. So we're very blessed. And again, it has taken a big effort from my part. And I have to give a lot of credit to all of the videos that she watches, which of course is very tricky with our kids. You know why? Because we don't want our kids. I only allowed Rainbow to start using the iPad that her dad gifted her. Only, she's going to be 13, so only 4 years ago is when I started. When she was younger, she did not touch an iPad. She did, at home at least. She did not touch.
Was I afraid to touch iPads?
No, mi amor, it has nothing to do with fear. It has everything to do, because when she was not speaking and she was learning how to speak, I told myself, why would I let her be on an electronic product without guidance when I need her to learn to interact with all of us? So when she said at 9, 8.5, 9, when she began using electronics, I would sit with her and I would ask her, when she was watching movies, we were watching the movies, and I would stop the movie and I would ask her, tell me, what did they say? What just happened here? And of course I play dumb. It's just like, what just happened here? What? And
You play dumb?
I did, honey. And then I would say something opposite of what actually happened, and she would proceed to describe what actually happened. Okay, to get all of the thought process going. But I need to bring again the reality of her verbal capacity. And I've said this before, but it's very important for parents to hear, because you just said it a moment ago with the article on the moms and depression. Parents need to be involved, fathers need to be involved, uncles, nephews, cousins, everyone. Her dad is in Australia.
And there's one thing. When we were living in Florida, I didn't know about stories, and my dad made up the stories of a little puppy that I always wanted for a pet. Her name was Cuddly. And then one day, my dad mixed up the story, and I said, Dad, no, that's all wrong. It goes like...
Okay, well, what happened was that after a year of that, telling her the same story, all of a sudden,
He was starting to give up.
Yes, he was. And he told me, it's like, why am I doing this? She doesn't do anything. She doesn't say anything. I said, this is what you can give her. She needs you. She needs your time. Please. And especially he invented his own stories, okay? Which he did like 30 of them, and they are magical. And I'm hoping that he will get them published, and I'm ready to help him. He knows that. So after a year, and telling me one more time that he's tired. Why is he doing this? What's the purpose? All of a sudden, Rainbow goes, he changed the story slightly. And Rainbow goes, Dad, this story is not like that. The story goes, boom, 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 boom. She told him the story exactly the way he's been saying it for 1 year. And I said, Dad, you see, it's on her time. Not yours, not mine. It's on her time, but she needed the input, and you did that. So thank you for not quitting. Thank you for continuing. And here we have Rainbow Mosho today, capable of saying that and a lot more, and drawing it, and me as a parent, all of this that we're doing right now with our books, the main purpose is to create a platform of opportunity, develop entrepreneurship skills, and one of the main purposes for parents to understand kids can learn from kids. So this is the main purpose of our books. We have a third book coming out in June, which is gonna be about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, from the perspective of a 12-year-old with autism. This is huge. She created the story herself. The illustrations are all done. We are cleaning up the story, and it is very moving because it is a child wanting to know why some kids around me demonstrate these characteristics. And I explained to her that's OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And I told her, you also have OCD. But in your case, your OCD many times does not have to do with 2 things. In your case, Rainbow Mosho, your OCD has to do with 100 things. Okay?
And
I have the same
Looks
thing.
like Rainbow wants to say something, Yadira.
Yeah,
and there are 2 things. It was an accident.
That's okay.
And there are 2 things. I want to show you
The goat giraffe.
The goat?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Look at
I
that.
love
That's
it.
amazing.
So we're gonna send that to you guys. She's gonna gift
Okay.
it to autism-live. Feel
How
free to
wonderful.
print it. And feel free to print it, and feel free to do anything you'd like with it.
And you can turn it. And one day my alphabet animals might be turned into plush toys.
Yes.
I
So
would love that.
Great
Yes,
I
idea.
would love that. We are all out of time, and there's so much more to talk about, but I want to direct people, if you've watched this and you guys are like, oh, I can't get enough of this, please know there's more. Go to Autism Happy Kingdom to find out, and you also there's a place where they can follow you guys on Facebook as well, right?
yes,
Yadira?
Rainbow Mosho on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They can find us. Crush Autism 14 on Twitter, and autismhappykingdom.com on the internet, where they can get our books, and we have a blog there. And 2 great big news. There's going to be a Rainbow Mosho website coming up around the summer, and we have some wonderful students from Vanderbilt University, my respect, who are helping us build an app for Rainbow Mosho for her books. So we have a lot of wonderful plans, and we thank so many people who have supported. We don't have the means. We don't have housing stability. I don't have employment stability. And we have just published 2 books. And this has happened because loving people around us have made it happen. So parents, again, talk to me, talk to Shannon, talk to Nancy. There are so many individuals out there that can help us continue to build so much and make things happen to our families.
Thank you.
And I
so
just
much,
have to
Yadira.
say that, I'm sorry?
I was just saying thanks for those words of wisdom, Yadira, for all the parents out there.
And I just want to say one last thing, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg of their story. You think she's a wonderful artist, and she is. You need to see her skate. Okay? Like seriously. This young woman is talented in many different but watch her ice skate. And
One time
you'll
I
be
picked up a girl that was almost 200 pounds.
I know.
Good heavens, Rainbow. You are so talented in so many different directions. So everybody check that out. I promised that we would ask Nancy, and Nancy, you got about 30 seconds to tell people what you want to tell them about wills and I'm trying to see
about special needs trusts
trusts.
and ABLE accounts. I think it's important that you speak with an attorney, a special needs attorney that can draw up a special needs trust for you, but definitely go to somebody. There are a lot of special needs financial consultants out there and special needs attorneys that can steer you in the right direction for setting that up.
Thank you. Rainbow, you had something to close the show with.
There's
What would you like to say?
Okay, people have been writing, so
Yeah.
we'll read them later, all of the
Okay.
comments. Thank
That's
you
what-
everyone for commenting.
But if she wants to shout out about something that somebody said, please feel free. They just loved you though, Rainbow.
It once said my heart just broke.
Yeah, when you were sharing and with your drawing. Yeah, because
And my emotion and my son. I remember one part. Before we leave, there's something I want to say. I
Okay.
don't remember this, but my mom has. One time, my family in Greece, they took me to a play date with a girl, a man who my dad
family,
knew,
a
a
family.
family that my dad knew, and the girl hit me very hard, and I started crying, and my dad and the girl's parents scolded her, and then I ran into the girl's kitchen, grabbed a handful of cashews, and made myself choke on it. And my mom tried to grab it out of my neck, but I inhaled it and it got to my lungs. We had to go on the boat and back to Athens. It was on a small island in Kefalonia, and luckily they had to put a tube in my lungs and they got the cashews out. And it was a sad experience. After the girl hit me, I felt like I had this urge to just choke myself.
I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad you're okay.
But that gave me a reminder, and and the girl was bigger than me, and I was smaller than her. And what I experienced, which I don't remember, it reminded me that if I see a tiny little kid, I have to be gentle with him or her.
Great
Absolutely.
reminder. You learn from that
Absolutely.
experience.
Yes,
It's amazing to have this time with both of you.
Yes,
and with
it's been
Nancy.
so great. And
So
our
much.
viewers are all writing in how nice it was to have met you, Rainbow and Yadira. And when you get the book on OCD finished, we'll have to have you back on to cover that book.
We will be our pleasure. Yes, yes.
One more time for the websites. We're so late, but tell us one more time the websites because they're asking if you can say them again.
Thank you. www.autismhappykingdom.com. And on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, you just search Rainbow Mosho, Mosho, and you can find us. Thank you, everybody. So much respect for all of you parents, Shannon and Nancy, as always. Very special, and opening the doors to share our messages. And let families know that we are here serving as an example, but all of us have tons to learn from each other.
Thank you, Yadira.
So much love and respect. And we look forward to having you guys back on the show. We've got to end the show, but we're excited that we're going to be back on Monday, and it's a big week next week. So, because we're getting revved up towards Autism Acceptance Month. I don't know if you guys got the memo that it's Autism Acceptance Month.
Oh, it's a month that we accept autism.
Well, we're hoping that people will keep learning to accept autism. So that's the balance.
Right.
That's right.
That's it. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.